Welcome to another episode of Dojo Talks. We're back here for our 2025 junior drafts. We've already done this 2 years in a row. We slowly accumulate players. We see which of the three of us has the better intuition. At the moment, it's neck and neck. I got 2670. I'm in the lead, but only by 8 points over David at 2662. So you can see pretty good even drafts. Kosi is at 2666 for the average. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to review our thoughts on how our players did, and then we're going to draft three juniors, and we're going to do something, three new juniors. We're going to do something a little novel this time. We're going to add two girls to our list, and that's going to make up the show today. So a lot of these players, are no longer juniors. I guess we should start there. And so, for example, I picked Faruja. That kid's no longer a junior, and Keimer's no longer a junior. However, we're going to keep those names going forward so that we can see over time how our intuition fared. Yeah. And I guess where I'm really jealous, I'll just start this off, is David picked Faustino Oro. He picked Faustino Oro. He pulled that one out of a hat because that kid... it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear last year that he was going to be slaying in the way he is. But
it was
slaying.
It was clear.
He is definitely slaying.
I mean, the younger you pick them, the more you're guessing, right? Like if you guess somebody rated 2650 who's 17, there's a good chance that they're going to be 2680 in a year or so, But if you pick a 10-year-old, then there's a bit more gambling to it. And, I didn't, none of us know at what point he's going to make IM or GM or super GM or that sort of stuff. But, I think Kostya is trying to say it was pretty clear that he's talented. Very likely that he was going to be a professional chess player.
Yeah. No, I was very jealous. You got Faustino as well. But Jesse, congrats. I mean, officially you're the winner of 2024. Actually, if you go to the next tab over, junior draft results, it should be ready there.
Yeah.
For you to check out. And the interesting thing for me is that all of our average team ratings went down from last year, which is a bit surprising given that the whole point was to draft juniors.
Are you sure yours went down? I'm trying to fix yours real quick.
Mine went down.
Mine went up. And I think those just because your average from 2024 is still missing two players, which I'm trying to put in. So we'll be able to see in a moment if you had progress this year on your players overall.
I feel like last year I was at 2710, my average team rating, and this year I'm 2666.
That's because last year when you did the draft, you didn't get put in, I think, the ratings of Woodward, Mendonca, Morizzi, Darda. So I'm adding those in for you.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, it's like, right. It was just our top five that we're averaging last year.
Exactly. And because it was our second year doing the pick, the top players were already taken, right? There was no more Faruja, Prague, Noterbeck.
Got it. Gotcha.
So the people we picked last year were...
Yeah, we could. But a lot of players went down. Like, last year I had Noterbeck at like 2780 and Arjun was 2790, and then they're down this year.
Okay. And we can talk about who's gone up and who's gone down, but I've now updated your ratings, Ghostia. So I think that what we see is Jesse's team went up 2 points this year. Your team went up 9 points.
That's cool.
Yeah. And my team went up 29 points.
Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Got it.
So I've done new averages for last October based on the ratings people had then. And
well, David, let me just make sure I know what I'm looking at. So in one tab with the, medals, it says I have 2670, but in the other one, it also says I have 2670.
2670 is your current average rating. So that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
But then when you said it went up by 2 points, I was confused.
Well, if you look in the rating tracker for October 2024, when you drafted the second set of your juniors, your average rating was 2667.75.
Yeah. So if
So
you
if
take
your
your whole
team-
team and take the ratings from last October, you gain 3 points.
Yeah, your team's
Okay.
players have averaged a gain of a couple points.
All right. Okay.
But as Kostya says, there's several players who are no longer gaining rating points, right? And he mentions Abdusatorov, even Aragaisi. So Kostya's team, by last year, he had a couple people who'd kind of hit more or less like a possible ceiling, right? I mean, there's no guarantee that anyone's ever going to be better than 2797. That was Aragaisi's rating last year. So at some point, even your juniors could hit their peaks, right? So yeah, I mean, Faruja is not necessarily higher rated than he was before, right? He's about the same. Abdusatorov and Aragaisi went down a little bit. And on my team, Gukesh has lost 40 points, most of them last month.
Yeah.
But like Aragaisi, he was 2794 last October, right? So it was just sort of like a peak rating.
Right.
Yeah. I got to say, Dave, your team is killer, though, because you got Gukesh Prague, you have Sindarov, you have Sarin, who recently broke 2700.
Woo!
You have Faustino Oro, which we mentioned.
Yeah.
And you also have the Turkish kid, Yaizkan Erdogmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
I mean,
beast.
by the rules of the game, I guess, as you were saying, Jesse won this year and I lost. But I started out the year, 40 points, 35 points behind. And now I'm like 8 points behind. So I gained a lot of ground. And basically, I picked some younger players last time. It may not be as obvious now after people saw Erdomus's performance at the Grand Swiss. But Erdomus, Oro, and Zemlyansky last year, I picked 3 people who were way down the list as far as the highest ratings I could have picked. So I kind of put myself in a position to lose this year. And I'm very happy with how much ground they made up.
Right.
Yeah, building a dynasty.
And I got a little, I remember first year I picked Mishra, and then Mishra stagnated for more than a year. And then finally he's made some good progress. So I got a little, my intuition was proven right. That's why I like that we keep these people for year to see how well they do. And Kyler
last year you could complain a little bit, but boom. Now not only did Mishra gain you points, but you probably feel like there's more to come, right?
Yeah. No, I think the kid might make 2,700, then I'll be slaying you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see who came through for me. For me, I guess Hans gained a lot of points that first year. He's kind of stuck at his level for this year.
Right.
I guess I was happy to get Andy Woodward. He's been crushing. So he probably had the biggest gains of anyone on my team for the last year. He gained 45 points.
Yeah. Followed by Moritzi. Those were your 2 biggest gainers. They both look great right now at the Grand Swiss. Maybe a little recency bias for me, but like they looked great at that tournament. They were both performing like 2,700 players for sure.
Yeah. They're really excited to be on the team, so they're really gunning for that rating.
And I just realized we should just, for the people listening, because, not everybody's watching this, I'm just going to name out my guys: Faruja, Keimer, Mishra, Sadwani, Merzin, Gurel, Svana, and Suleimani. And Suleimani is my worst. Didn't do so hot recently. I still believe in the kid, though. And then
so if anyone were to get cut today.
Right, and we should say we're going to allow us to... you can cut one person and add another person at the end. So you're not going to get the prime picks when you cut somebody, but you can pick somebody after you cut.
Yeah. Plus, if you cut them, someone else might pick them up. You might be like, Suleimanli, you dropped 20 points, and Coast and I were just waiting to snap them up.
And we should clarify, Jesse, you have Friedrich Svane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friedrich.
Then Costa's got Abdu, Aragaisi, Neiman, Biera, Woodward, Madonka, Maritzi, and Darda. That's a pretty isolated, especially like you got Maritzi in there. That was pretty good. And Woodward, of course. Yeah. And David's got Gukesh, has a bad year. Prague, he's about stable. Sindarov gained some. Sarin, Danish, Var, Erdogmus, Oro, genius. Erdogmus and Oro, those are genius picks, David, and Zemlyansky.
And this kid Ivan, he is also super promising, and he's gone up since last year. He's gone up, looks like 50 points.
Yeah.
He was at the Grand Swiss as well. I don't know how well he did, but he
did pretty well.
Oh.
All right, everybody. So I just want to explain a little bit of the rules. We decided that since David had the lowest rating, it's going to be like the NFL where the lowest team gets to do their draft pick first. And so David's going to start, then Kostya, and then me. I'll go twice, and then I'll loop back around. Yeah. Are we ready to start, David? What are you going to get, buddy?
Let's do it.
Wow. You guys are ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just straight into it. Okay. Let's see if I've got my pick figured out here.
All right, I'll buy us some time. So we have 8 players on our roster right now, folks. We're going to be adding 3 more juniors from the they have to be under 21. That's our only rule for drafting them. And then we're going to also draft 2 girls as well from the FIDE top girls list. But right now it's up to David to get the 9th, draft the 9th player for his.
Okay, question. Is anybody dropping anyone today? Don't you have to announce it so others know if they're available?
Oh, do we have to announce it right now?
No, we don't have to announce it right now, buddy. Come on.
I thought we'd do it at the end.
But then how would I be able to draft your player if I want them?
So here's how I would imagine. So let's say we do the draft. Someone goes last, right? Then after that, we each would get a chance to drop players. If someone does drop, then the other 2 should have a chance to drop someone as well if they want to.
Right.
So let's say Jesse drops Faruja for some reason, then I would be like, okay, I'll drop someone and pick up Faruja if I get to go.
But what if I said I'll also drop somebody and take Faruja?
Well, it has to be by turn, right? So we can just keep the whatever order it is, like, because we'll have the snake draft, so it'll be someone's turn at the end.
And also, just to be pedant about it, we can't, if I somehow did drop Faruja, you guys can't pick him up because he's not under 21.
Oh, that's true.
Woo! I think that's true, yeah.
That is true. So, okay, let's do it better. Let's say someone drops a junior. Like last year, I dropped Christopher Yoo, who is still a junior. Then you guys would each have one turn to drop someone and draft him, or drop someone and draft someone else if you want to.
But last time you announced it in advance, we knew that Chris was available.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I don't want to quibble on a podcast, so I'll just draft the world junior champion, Pranav. I don't think that's an insane pick to draft the world junior champion.
Pranav V, buddy Pranav.
Yeah.
Nice.
I believe in him. He was like at the bottom of my crib sheet the last 2 years already. And now he's moved up to the top. So I add him in here under Zemlyansky.
Yeah. All right. So with the first pick, 2025 draft, David officially selects Pranav V from India, 2641.
Yeah.
The highest rated junior not yet drafted.
And can I put in this little crown next to his name that they put on 2700 chess to show that you've got a champion on your hands?
Only if we can add all the other junior champions on our... We must have a few, right?
Yeah. Reigning junior champion. All right. With that, I pass it to you, Kostya.
All right. I'll get the second pick here. And I guess for me, actually, I'm just choosing between 2 Indian players right now. They both made some waves in the last couple of years. But I'm going to go with one. I think I've just seen a few more of his games. I like his mustache, and he did really well. I think it was the Sharjah Masters. So I'm going with Aditya Mittal. 2624. Basically the same, almost same rating as Pranesh M, who's 2630, but I'll go with Aditya. I like his vibe.
Revealing who else you were keeping on.
Well, you guys can see the rating list. Pranesh was right there.
Well, actually, one of the cool things about this row is so I'm gonna pick Pranesh and the kind of well, yeah. So they're all born. This row is all born in 2006. So they're all the same age, and it's kind of cool to think about it because they are well the generation just below. But it's not even true. I was gonna say the generation below Gukesh, but Gukesh is also 2006, dude. So yeah, these kids would normally be in a fair world, they would be the stars of the Indian, firmament. But now, no, they're just kind of hidden, and then one of those three is obviously gonna break through. Yeah, it's tough. That's a dog eat dog world over there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get to go next.
Right.
And a lot of the like Maritzi, Mendonca have already been taking Suleimani. And I'm gonna do something highly controversial. Well, wait a second. I'm gonna gamify it. I don't think one of you guys is gonna pick up Christopher Yoo. So I'm gonna gamify it. I'm gonna say you guys are gonna leave him for me. And next time around.
I saying it, it's like you're trying to feed us him like it's a trap or something. What is going on here?
No. All right. So
by the way, Coach, here's where I expect Jesse to make a bad pick. Let's just
right here.
I'm going
right
for
here.
Daniel Darda, born 2005 from Belgium.
Now, hold on just a dang second.
Called it. Nailed it.
All right. So there it is.
I picked him last year.
Oh, you picked him last year. Oh my God, I can't.
On my team, yeah.
Darn
Can't
it.
take Daniel.
Darn
I'll
it.
trade you for someone. I'll trade.
All right.
Make him an offer. Are trades part of this? Nobody mentioned that part of the rules.
All right. Okay. Fine. I think you're going to leave me Christopher Yoo because you think he's toxic and he might be. So I'm picking Grebnev and hoping you leave me Christopher Yoo on the next.
Oh, Jesse was all backed up. He knew his next down the line.
Hey, Alexei Grebnev. Interesting. Yeah. So 2611, 2006, from Russia. I actually don't know much about Grebnev. I can't say a single thing I know about him.
Well, right. I mean, these kids from Russia, they can't get out. Dude, they can't get out.
I can tell you, Kostya, that he's on a streak. He's gained something like 70, 80 points in the last year. He's one of the top gaining players out of all the juniors here in the top, 30 or 40 juniors in the world right now. Despite being a couple years older than some of them, right? Usually you don't gain as much at 18 or 19, but
yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm okay. My turn. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna get a player that I was eyeing, that I really wanted. I think he's very fresh. He's very new. But he's already crushing the title Tuesdays. And I feel like he's got a lot of promise. I played him, I think, once in like a title Tuesday or something. He killed me. That was enough. I'm going with the next Iranian wonder kid, Sina Movahed, who actually has the greatest chess name ever if you pronounce it Sina Movahed.
Move ahead.
Sina Movahed. Amazing.
Oh my God. Sina whole Movahed. Oh my goodness.
Kid's destined.
Oh gosh. Incredible.
25. Where is it? 2581.
I didn't call it. I knew you were going to make a good pick there, Kostya.
So one cool thing about that kid too is he's the same birth year as Woodward, 2010. And the other thing we should have said about Kostya picking Woodward earlier is that kid is now going to be in the knockout tournament next month.
World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be amazing.
Got the wild card.
Yeah. Oh, David's going loose now. He's going.
David input the rating.
I'm the only one who can prevent Kostya from like sweeping this draft at this point. I know your plan, Kostya. You're doing very, very well here. Unstoppable. But I'm going to take one piece of your perfect draft away from you.
I have no idea who you're taking right now. Who are you taking?
What? You don't know? From the rating, you couldn't tell? I thought this player would be next on your list.
Roman.
Roman.
No, I wasn't thinking about him yet. Dang. I did
Well, I'm
anyone
gonna
beat
kill
him?
myself if I could have gotten him third pick, but I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure to grab up Roman Chokgiev here. 10-year
Wow.
old. I am what 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 can you say?
Fair enough.
Extremely talented. Might take a few more years for me to ever catch up with you guys in this draft. But one day if I stop drafting 10-year-olds, I'll be able to catch up.
Wow, dude, 10-year-olds, man. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is funny. I think maybe yeah, you might have screwed yourself for next year, but like there's gonna be a time you're gonna start winning every year. It's gonna
How many years in a row must I lose, Kostya, before is it worth it in some way?
dynasty dang.
I'll tell you what felt really worth it to me when Nihal made 2,700 last month. I'd been waiting for those 8 rating points for 2 years, and he got to 2,700. I was like, my team has arrived. Very proud
Wow.
of Nihal. And hopefully Roman will make 2,700 one day as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, super talented. He from which country is he?
Russia, I think.
He's Russian. Dangerous.
Amazing. Okay, David, I think you get to go again, right?
I do.
I think so.
Yeah, snake draft.
Oh, shoot. I have like no other picks. Kostya took 2 of my picks already.
Uh-oh.
I can't just give you guys the next pick. And skip.
So just looking at the top rated player not yet drafted is I guess Christopher Yoo, and then there's also Elham Amar from Norway.
Okay. Does one of you have Denis Lazovic?
Wait. No, somehow Lazovic we didn't draft. Yes, Lazovic is still available. I thought for sure someone drafted Lazovic, but no, it's not true. Lazovic is still around.
We're at the end of my plans and my knowledge here. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have any other like genius pocket pick. So I will take Dennis.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have knowledge deeper than this, more amazing pocket picks, but
Let's
in
see
my
up to
case,
now.
you grabbed 3 of the players I had my eyes on, and that's the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, there's 2 players that I'm looking at right now. They're both pretty young, born 2009. One
Perfect.
rating point separates them.
Okay. I know of
I don't
them.
know much about either player, but I'm gonna have to go with my guts here. Really tough.
They're too young for you to pick my mustache, huh, Kostya?
Yeah, no mustache yet on either of them. I'll tell you guys. So the 2 I'm choosing between are Sava Vatokin from Russia and Ihor Semyonkov from Ukraine. Both born 2009, so they're turning 16. I've heard their names before. They're both like super talented. I saw Sava play somewhere
That's it.
in Spain.
I saw several of Samunenkov's games at the Grand Swiss, but I
Right.
suppose I shouldn't tell you if his games looked good or bad.
Yes. Uh, oh boy. Oh man, this is gonna bite me. This is gonna come back to what I'm gonna whatever I choose, it could go wrong in the next couple of years. I don't know. I'll go with I got a really good feeling about Sava, but I just don't know. I'm gonna go with Ihor Semyonkov.
Tough,
This
tough.
Sava kid, I feel like he's got something about him. He's got like the look. He's got this Erdogmus look, like he's destined for greatness, destined. But I don't know. Maybe Ihor is. But I'll take him 2568 from Ukraine.
Yeah.
That'll be my third pick. So on to Jesse.
For your reference, his performance rating at the Grand Swiss was 2687 plus 1 score. Very, very solid performance.
Not bad. Not
Okay,
bad.
so last year, Kostya dropped Christopher Yoo. And we're also now is going to be the moment where I guess I get to go first if I choose to drop somebody. But I'm going to pick Christopher Yoo up. And just to explain it a little bit, people might not know, Christopher Yoo had several incidents where basically as a young man, he behaves incredibly bad toward women, and he is currently serving a ban. He will get to play chess in January. Now, this is, I think, to me, the dodginess of this pick is whether he is going to continue playing. Number one, I believe he is. Will he have fixed his attitude and problems with women? Question mark. We're going to find out. And maybe three, you could find me morally dubious for putting him in here because that kind of puts me in the seat of being a fan of his. And I just want to say, I met Christopher Yoo when he was 5 years old. I was doing a chess camp in Berkeley, California. He was with much older kids, talented kids, and the kid was amazing. So I feel like whenever I think about chess talent, like witnessing it, that's what I think about, because I would show him like made in twos, since I would show the whole class made in twos, and he was instant, and he was destroying kids who were much, much more talented. Well, I don't know if they're talented. They were older kids, and had been playing forever, and he was like 5 years old, man. It's also hard for me to find him when I think of that image of the 5-year-old. It's hard for me to imagine that 5-year-old not being some innocent kid. Right. So I mean, that happens with all young boys. We think of them as 5 years old, and then they're turn into maybe perhaps monsters. In any case, that's why my intuition is still with you, that the kid can turn it around and be a champion again someday. I just want to say, I do think that if is able to continue playing, there's no reason that he shouldn't make 2,700. He was making great progress right before his ban. Won the junior, won some other big tournaments in Europe, so he's doing great. So, but we'll see. We'll see. And now I have to make a very big decision. Do I want to drop somebody? Do I have buyer's remorse? Now, Suleimani is the one who really burned me. Because he's dropped loads of rating points. And so there's just real questions about like what's going on with this kid. But I think I'm going to stick it out. I guess I can change my mind, but David and Kostya get to go first in terms of dropping somebody if they want to drop somebody.
Yeah. So you're gonna pass on
I'm
this
gonna
round?
pass on dropping people. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I wasn't sure if I was gonna drop anyone.
Coach, actually, you dropped you last year. Do you have an intuition going forward on you?
To me, it's just like a big question mark. Like, I don't know if he's gonna keep playing. I don't know what its behavior is gonna be like. I thought it was like a one-time thing with the U.S. Championships, but then he had this other incident. So I'm with you though. I mean, I've always known Christopher as like a little kid, and I don't think he's like I don't think he's like an active manipulative monster or anything. I think he just has some issues. So
Right.
to me, there's very good chances that he bounces back and then becomes the 2,700 player he was meant to be.
Yeah. Actually, I want to add too, in general, I feel like people under 18 need to be excused for bad behavior. That doesn't mean they shouldn't face penalties, but like if you did dumb stuff before you were 18, you get, in my head, you get a little bit of a pass, right? And there's been loads of chess players who've done dumb things before 18. And so with Christopher Yoo, I'm like, you're 18 now, buddy. I'm gonna drop you next time if you do it again.
Also, I mean, on the topic of you, I know he's your player and I never had him or dropped him, but I'll say not playing for a while at this point, it's hurting because we're talking about, people's prospects of becoming super GMs and chess professionals and stuff like that, right?
Right.
I think it's hurting his trajectory
Oh, yeah.
because once you're at that level, there's no substitute for OTB games against other top GMs. Like there's no, you can train, you can play some practice games. Like it's not that there's nothing you can do, but there's no substitute for the number one thing you need to be doing, right? So I think it's like indisputable that losing a year and a half at this age could potentially, lower his eventual peak.
Yeah, totally agreed. And I should mention, if I haven't already, that he is able to play again on January 17th next year. So just a couple months away.
Okay. So what happens now with
you get Kostya gets a chance to drop somebody, and then you get a chance, and then if nobody does, we move on to the two girls.
Okay. I think I'm gonna make a drop. I'm gonna go with my gut here. And I think I'm gonna drop my my fourth pick, my Danish wonderkin, Jonas Bjolbjerg. He just hasn't made a lot of progress for me the last couple of years. He's getting older. I'm not sure about this. He might still take a jump up, but he's basically at the same rating he was when I drafted him 2 years ago. And I haven't seen like a ton of headlines for him. I haven't seen a game where he like crushed some elite player.
Now here's the thing though, Kostya. I'm not sure you're allowed to drop him because he's now 21. Well, wait a second. How does this work? Yeah,
I mean, we're not allowed to pick him up if Kostya drops him.
Well, oh, okay. So you're not allowed to pick him up, but you could drop him because he's part of your list. Okay, I understand that. I'm fine with that. Yeah. But yeah, we can't pick him up anymore.
I guess not. Yeah, now he's aged out. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna drop him, and in his place, I'm gonna take the other kid I really wanted, Sava Vitokin, who just been kind of gaining points like very consistently. He's now almost 2,600. He's 16 years old. He's Soviet, Russian. He's got that the genes. So I feel like I don't know. It's a risk, but I believe in the kid. I'm gonna take him.
You want to put him in Biera's spot so you've got room for the.
Oh, true. All right.
For the next
Putting
two.
Biera out, Jonas. I'm very sorry, but going with Sava. This could really come back to bite me. I don't know. It does reduce my average rating a little bit right now. He's 25.69. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if it pays off.
All right, I'm not dropping anybody.
Cool.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next part, which is going to be two girls. And I was just thinking about it just now. I was like, we could also try to pick the seniors.
But who's going to drop their ratings slower?
It's going to drop their ratings slower. But I mean, it is kind of a mildly similar thing where it's a special thing. And then now, there's far more girls events than there are seniors events, but there's a growing number of seniors events. I'm playing it. I just want to say I very much enjoy these events, but I'm not really following it as a fan, right? In a similar kind of way. I just want to admit out front, I'm not following the girls too closely. I think there's a couple girls in the United States I'm interested in, and I'm following them, but like on a global scale, I'm not following it. But I'm going to do my best in picking these two girls coming out.
I think if you want to do a senior draft, it should be a separate episode because, the focus and the topic will be different.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well-
Also, we got to find the senior list, which is not so easy.
No, you can find this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a critical unfairness because we got both FIDE and the 27 under chess have juniors, girls, all kinds of stuff. Even they got stuff for blitz and rapid, but they don't got what are you doing, buddy? You got to have some
they should
seniors in
they should
there.
have top seniors, absolutely, and they should have top above 50 and top above 65 because they have like those two categories for they have like world championship.
Definitely 2 categories.
Okay. Does that mean I get to go first with the girls?
Yeah, Kostya, how do you envision the second part here?
I feel like it should be on David now because David had the last pick of the drops. So like if we snake draft, then it should be David's turn again.
Okay.
Man, that's
So that would be I would get the 6th pick as well.
So you get 1 pick now, and then you get the last pick.
Last pick.
got it. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm curious to know when you each take your turn who your first pick would have been. Between, higher rated players versus younger players. But to me, I had no doubt. In fact, in my crib sheet, there's a blank line between my first pick and my second, third, etc. picks. There's a whole gap. So I had no doubt about who I was ranking first here, and it is Divya, who, we saw having an extremely successful tournament at the FIDE Grand Swiss. I tend to suffer from some recency bias. I try to control it a little bit. But, when you watch a tournament live and you've just watched it and you watch a bunch of games, it makes a really strong impression. So even though she's already going to be turning 20 any month now, it's the last chance to snatch up Divya. And most players don't really advance much after age 20. I watched that tournament and I really felt like she was on a trajectory for 2600. Like I don't see why she wouldn't eventually become a 2600 GM from watching her play.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, she's a really clear first pick. What do you two think of her?
Oh yeah, dude. That was a gimme. That was just obvious. You're trying to tell the story as if there was some suspense to it. No, she's the one, dude. She drew Gukesh. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, she's 50 points ahead of the next junior girl, and yeah, super talented. No, it definitely would have been my first pick. Kind of like the first year when Faruja was this #1 junior above everyone. Just, yeah, predestined to be the top seed.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see what's left for the two of you then.
Okay. All right, my pick. I feel like my pick is pretty obvious here. I'm gonna go with Miaoyi Lu. She's very young. She's #3 girl in the world, but she's born 2010. So 5 years younger than Divya, and super talented, of course, out of China. I've seen her at a bunch of tournaments. She was playing like Reykjavik Open, Grenki Open, so she is playing all over. Clearly super motivated. And yeah, very, very talented. So I feel like she's got to be the #2 here.
Would have been my clear #2 as well.
Okay. So I get to go twice, and I'm going to pick 2 players. It's going to seem like I have nationalist tendencies here, and maybe I do just because I know them. But there's a reason that I'm going to pick them. So I'm picking Alice Lee and Rose Atwell.
Rose.
And so let me just explain this a little bit. They're both born 2009, so very young. And I'm going to put the ratings in here. Lee is 2409 and Rose is 2353. Now, there's players who are born the same year who are higher than Rose Atwell. But the thing really about both of them is I feel like if you were like, let's say you're an Indian junior, a boy, you have you have all the advantages over all the other boys in the world. You're going to have access to trainers and finance and all kinds of stuff. But here in the United States, I think the girls can, in terms of resources, can compete with the Indians. And so, just as an example, Alice Lee and Rose Atwell, if either of them makes GM, then St. Louis is going to give them 100 grand, you know, and that's a pretty cool prize. That's a pretty cool prize. Plus, I think there's already resources available to both of them, and especially Rose Atwell. She is really working hard on her game. So when I see somebody out there who is pushing it all the time, who is giving all of her energy to it, then, well, that just makes me a believer, right? So, um, again, I'm not totally familiar with a lot of these names on this list, but I do know both of those girls, and I believe in both of them. So those are my picks there.
Yeah. No, Rose definitely good choice. She's just playing all the time. Alice, of course, as well, but she's more known.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sarcastic
Rose,
attitude, very hard worker.
uh, um, will be will be interesting. There's also Zoe Tang there, but Zoe Tang is a bit of a she's a bit of an enigma. Like she hasn't played as many the top US events like US Championships, American Cups. I think people don't know her as much.
Yeah. He was Oregon State champion at something like age 11 or so, 11 or 12.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. For my second pick, um, not an easy choice. I'm gonna go with the gut here. And I'm gonna take this girl from Hungary, Zoka Gall. I believe she played board one for Hungary in their last Olympiad, and she seems to be quite motivated. She just made IM recently, and then I saw her. She was at like the Judah Polgar Global Chess Festival, so she's got like the Hungary like Polgar thing. Maybe, she sees herself as like the next Polgar type player. So I feel like she's got a lot of potential. But there's a number of names on the list that are very, very talented as well. There's like Anna Shukman from Russia is also very good. Aline Robers from Netherlands, also super talented. But okay, I'm gonna go with Droka.
I Now I have a very difficult pick left, actually.
Oh yeah.
I almost hoped that you would take one of my two picks so that I wouldn't have to agonize over it. Mostly today you took up until this pick, you took every single pick I would have taken at every single spot where I would have taken it. But here I was expecting you to take Kamdanova Afruza. Um, just off of the fearsome federation, honestly, because I think that I haven't seen any of her games, right? I've seen Alice's games. I've seen Zoe's games. I've seen Rose Atwell's games. I've seen Aline Rober's games. I've seen Lu Miaoyi and Song Yuxin, who I guess Song Yuxin, the second highest rated junior, is being passed up based on her age here, because I'm not going to take her with my last pick either. So there's a lot of players whose games there are several players here whose games I've seen. Kamdamova's I haven't, but I'm thinking like Uzbekistan. Like that's really
She's good. By the way, I just want to ask you guys, did you notice the list of girls from number 15 to 21? It's all Kazakhstan.
Yeah, all Kazakhstan.
Yeah. The Kazakhstan is coming. Like right now, maybe they're a little like underrated, but they've got like six girls, 2,300 plus.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Holy moly. Yeah. That is quite a team on the way. They say like Uzbekistan is the next India and Kazakhstan is the next Uzbekistan.
Exactly.
So I've got a very, very tough choice here between Kamdamova. I checked her trajectory at least, even though I haven't seen her games. I believe in her results and her age for sure. but eat it. Busy. I think, man, where's my thing here? What could another 5 years buy you?
I can tell you who you should pick.
Oh, really?
Well,
You
I feel
you would
like
help me.
Rose Atwell was an emotional pick on my part.
Yeah.
But you got Prashita, dude, born 2011, right next to Rose. Give me a break. She's
Rashida
got a
Gupta.
2 year jump on Rose. So, my pick, I feel like, was just emotional. You got the champ right there, buddy.
Okay, we can talk about Prashita for a second, who I'm not picking but did look at. So there were two players I looked at, one in the girls list and one in the boys list, who have gained 300 points in the last year. 300 plus, 350, 370 points, right? But what I saw was, they've got some super high K factor from being rated 1900. They gained 200 points in a month. And I just don't know if they're really that good, Jesse? It's very risky.
Okay.
They could have just played a couple good games and still be 2100 strength, and their rating is like 200 points over. And I've seen people go up 200 points and then drop down 150 a month or two later. So I'm not yet sold on those players. I would have needed to see at least 2 months of them playing games and holding the new rating. They wouldn't have to keep improving, but I would have to see them hold the rating for 2 rating lists. And unfortunately, like, they just got the rating points in the last month, and I just can't trust it. I'm going to gamble, a big gamble, on a potential generational talent here.
Well,
so my choice, I'll put in the rating and see once again if Kostya can guess. Oof, God, I can't believe I'm not going with Uzbekistan. Never bet against Uzbekistan.
2205. Oh,
2205. You're going deep, bro. You're going deep.
It's super deep. Going for next world champion here. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was looking at this woman too, actually, just based on birth year. David's picking a 10-year-old, is what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay, you've each figured it out. That's a good sign. All right. She was on my list originally, my 4th pick, with Kamdamova as my 5th pick, but like they're so close, and I really had to hesitate about it. It's a hard choice, Could easily be 2 or 3 years before she catches up with Kamdamova, if ever.
That's a deep pick, Bodana from England.
But you know what? Judith Polgar has played with her and vouched for her talent. Judith Polgar played with her and said her talent is like off the charts. She's been bearing some scrutiny for 2 years already. That's the thing. Like, you pick someone 10 years old, they might just be like, you know what? I went to junior high school and became more interested in poetry or recycling or something and done with chess. Or it's not cool at my school or something. But she's actually been known already for 2 years because she had such a sensational result at the European Women's Championship, not Kids Championship.
We'll see.
The overall European Women's Championship, when she was 8 years old, she had like a 2150 FIDE performance. Everyone was watching and talking about her. Maybe I'm quoting the performance rating slightly wrong, but it was a massive performance, 2170, 2180, something like that. So she's been on the map for 2 years. People have been watching her, scrutinizing. She seems to still be improving and enjoying chess and participating. So I hope she stays the course because I'm putting a lot of eggs in this basket.
Okay. Dang. Huge pick. Yeah. Be very, very risky. We'll see. Okay, I updated our current average rating with our rosters of 13 each.
I'm losing worse than ever.
Jesse at 2613. I'm at 2605, and David down to 2588. The roster average.
Where do we go?
But I mean, Bodana, she's got that K40. She could be 2450 this next.
That's right. She could gain 200 points next month.
Dang, no, that's actually, I think that's a very good pick, I gotta say, because with the others, like, you don't really know for anyone of the juniors, but she has so much potential. It's kind of it's a lot of implied odds, a lot of implied value.
The other thing that I think a different way I could have done this strategy, and maybe next year I'll do this with the juniors, is to use the blitz rating as a forward indicator, right? So I think as an example, I think that's why the Oro pick was so ingenious from David, because last year Oro's rating was not high at all. It's still not high, but his blitz rating was already extraordinary. And I think just recently he crossed 3,100, if I'm right, like on chess.com. So it's like, oh my God, 3,100, man. Anyway, so I think a lot of these kids are coming of age. They're playing like Oro online, and they're getting strong at blitz, and then that's how they're kind of earning their chops.
Yeah.
So maybe
sure
next
Roman
time I'll do a
doesn't
deep
do.
dive on the blitz ratings.
Yeah, this
Coach,
kid Roman
you've got-
must be like 2,800.
You got this Cena whose rating is also over 3,100.
Seen him move ahead. Yeah.
Move ahead. And you're saying Roman is 2,800?
I feel like he must be good. He must
That's a good start for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay,
very
cool. That was great.
So
draft.
we'll be back in a year, folks, to talk winners and losers. I presumably will still be the loser next year, but I will still be happy if my players have improved. That's what I'm looking for. Just some improvement, and for them to all keep playing chess, hopefully. And the last thing we want to mention is that if you like our podcast and want us to keep making it, please consider making a donation on Patreon to support the podcast. It's something like $2 a month will help keep a lot of the free content flowing from the dojo.
That's right.
Alrighty. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.